made, I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this.
So I actually started the album in late 2018 when I graduated from Iowa State. I moved home. I stayed in my dad's basement actually, and I wrote the record, the intro record, and I recorded that on a day where it was about as cold as it is today here in Minnesota. It was I think -2, -3, and so it just inspired me to think about how difficult the cold is, and how that might translate to a record, right? And then I heard a record produced by Louis David, and I knew it immediately, right? Snowfall was born. And so I want you to understand that at the end of the day, the intro record is really old, so there's some references that I make in there about who's running the city, etc. Like, for example, Soiree doesn't even live in the city anymore, but it's still important that I talk my shit. So yeah, do definitely check that record out, the intro record.
The struggle is synonymous with snowfall. It's pretty, but the road is hard to travel.
Number 2, the struggle is synonymous with snowfall. It's pretty, but the road is hard to travel. It's a deeper meaning, and it's actually the album theme, right? It's embedded at the end of the intro record, Snowfall, and it's about how it's difficult sometimes to get from point A to point B in life, and sometimes you have to endure, and you have to be resilient. And so I think through making this album, starting from 2018 all the way through the fall of 2020, I endured through a lot. My family's been through a lot. I've been through a lot. And I'm happy to see myself through the other side.
Confession, you were my devotion.
Number 3, devotion. So I was actually incredibly drunk when I recorded that song. It's a very special song to me. It's very important. It's about a breakup. It's about losing somebody that meant a lot to me. And so I wanted to tell my story. 3 verses, a couple hooks, and even a bridge. It's probably one of my longer songs, and I needed to be really drunk. I couldn't do it sober. I struggled the first 2 or 3 times trying to get the emotion and the rawness out of my voice. And so if you go back and listen to the record, you can hear me trying to get it out, and you'll hear that in some cases. So check that out and let me know what you think.
I know all your secrets never told, but you left me in the cold.
Number 4. So the album Snowfall is actually not built in chronological order. So I wanted to build it with pain at the beginning, clarity somewhere in the middle, and triumph, right? So toward the end of it, you hear records like Toast, records like Made for This, and then Greatness. Those are all really important in terms of my coming of age and my growth, right? I went through a lot, figured it out, I learned from it, and then I became the best version of me.
I vow, I promise we gon' run it up. Big wins on the way, we ain't won enough. It's gonna be a warm
Number 5.
feeling when your sun is up.
So Greatness, I want to talk about that specifically because it's inspired by my mom. So when you first hear the hook, it starts off with the hook, I vow, I promise we gon' run it up. I really was talking to my mom, and I wanted to make sure that she got to let the message out loud and clear that I wasn't gonna stop for anything. I'm gonna continue to pursue and chase this dream, regardless of what's in front of me. I understand that it's not gonna be easy, but it's a promise that I wanted to make. And ironically, a few weeks after I wrote that and recorded it, I had some people come over and record and try to get some studio time with me. And right as they started the session, my mom called me and she was crying. And so I actually wrote that from a past experience, but it just goes to show that sometimes music and art can imitate life, and sometimes life can imitate art. So it's a unique record, and it's a true story about me and my family and our triumph.
Foreign coupe, the other seat is for the duffel. It's a mutual attraction, what a couple.
Number 6, Over This. So I actually wrote and recorded that song before I drove a foreign coupe. I actually drove a 2005 Nissan Altima, and a ton of things went wrong. But the first bar of the song is foreign coupe, the other seat is for the duffel. It was more of a manifestation. It's something I wanted. It's something I sought out for myself. Things went awry with the Nissan Altima, and I ended up upgrading to a much better vehicle. But it just kind of goes to show that when you put something out in the air and you say you want something, you have to say it out loud, and you have to speak it into existence. So it's something that I did, and it's something I'll continue to do.
I know all your secrets never told, but you left me in the cold.
Number 7. So Left Me. I want to talk about that song a little bit because at first it wasn't true. So I wrote it after my ex, who became my ex. She ghosted me when I first I wanted to spend time with her. She told me that her phone died. I thought that was a lie, and who knows if it was. But we ended up getting together later on, and so I wrote the song about leaving me in the cold. It was incredibly cold that day. I recall I wanted to spend time with her and one of my good friends, Antonio. And it wasn't supposed to be a true record, but now that we're no longer together, it's true, right? She left me in the cold. I won't get into details, but at the end of the day, what you say on a record can become true, and so watch what you say, and be careful about what you wish for.
In the field taking shots, but I played through it. Are you down through the downs? Will you stay through it?
Number 8, Down. So my favorite bar on the entire project is actually about residual income, passive income, right? So used to have money dreams, now I stack in my sleep. Wake up, right, record a hit, rack and repeat. So for a long time, I always wanted to have something that could bring me passive income, and I knew that it was something within my creative spirit, right? I knew that I had to use my creative talents to make myself money when I wasn't actively working. And so I'm at a point now where I do make money in my sleep, right? I have merchandise, I have songs that incur streaming revenue, and so now as I go to sleep, I wake up to money in the bank, and it's a wonderful feeling. And I would hope that everybody seeks some sort of residual or passive income in the future. I encourage you to do it. It's the best way to make money.
Raise your glass, make a toast for the days we were broke.
Number 9, the track list. So first of all, I want to thank the 15-20 people who submitted feedback for the 20 to 25 songs that I put in the Google Drive folder early in this process. Through I think about 3 months, people gave me feedback. They listened to songs, and they told me what should be on the album. I took that 15 or so songs that everybody liked or was the consensus picks. I cut it down to about 12, and then when it came time to submit the album, I chopped off 2 more. I'll end up dropping those songs at some point, but I wanted the album to feel concise and to feel like a complete body of work with no loose ends. And so I think I used my fans and my friends and family as my A&R, right? I don't have somebody to tell me what songs are perfect and what songs are my sound, but I enlisted the help of others, and so I encourage everybody to sort of crowdsource or crowdfund those ideas.
So flawless, so perfect. Your beauty runs deeper than the surface.
Number 10. So this is actually my favorite question because I've had this poster up in my home for a while, the album cover. So Devin and I, who's behind the camera right now, we actually shot this in Sioux City, in Dakota City, out near where I used to work, near Tyson. The album cover is special to me. It's the first photo where I felt like that is who I'm supposed to be, that's who I'm supposed to look like. I felt really good about it. I actually got the poster made a while back, so I've had it in, people have asked me questions, but now it's time to drop the album. So now I'm here, I'm excited, and be on the lookout for that. The album cover is dope. Thanks, Devin.
Make a couple little drapers I could raise with you. True life, I'm obsessed with a boss bitch. Ice cold, one touch, now I'm frostbit. Always on, can't locate her off switch.